You are in the world. Good day, good people. Good day, and welcome to Wow, which only well live television show, where I am your fantabulous host, and I did say fantabulous for fantastic and fabulous. I am your fantabulous host, SherVonne Grose, marriage and family therapist, inspirational coach, and motivational speaker. Listen, guys, it's a Wednesday. It's a wonderful Wednesday indeed, and you know what we do on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, we wow. And by wow, I mean to wish only well all across the world. Listen, I am so super excited about my very special guest who is backstage and she is ready to come out and get the conversation started so that you can meet her, know all about her, what it is that she do and how she does it, right? All right, so but you guys, you know how we do, right? Before I bring her out, we have to properly introduce her. We have to do justice by properly introducing her to you. So let's talk about my special guest today. So, my special guest today is none other than Tara King. She is a South Georgia native, healthcare worker, mom, wife, now author and entrepreneur. King always had a love for reading and writing since she was a child. She developed a knack for writing as an adolescent and fell in love with creative writing at the age of 16. Upon graduation from college, T continued to grow her career in healthcare, but she always knew that writing was something that she wanted to do. Being an avid reader inspired her to try her hand at expressing herself on paper for the world to see. With her debut devotional, Good Morning God, T wishes to reach the hearts and minds of as many people as she possibly can. Her motto, I love this. Listen, guys, her motto is awesome. Her motto is to write like God is reading. She desires to spread the word of God and inspiration one book at a time. You can keep up with updates and inspiration from T on Twitter and Instagram at TJM underscore publish. Follow, like, and comment. Happy is T, and she is here with us today so that we can get the conversation started. So without further ado, let's welcome to the show Tara King. Hey, T King.
Hey,
Welcome to the Wild Wish Only Well live television show. How are you today?
I am well. How are you doing?
I am doing good. I am doing good, despite little certain things that's trying to come up against me. But I am all good. I sound a bit nasally, a bit congested, but guess what? It's all good. I'm all good. I'm still alive. I can feel. So this is good. This is good.
That's right.
Yes. So listen, we're so excited to have you here today. And it's so awesome to know that we have someone who has a publishing company right here, if I make no mistake, in Central Georgia, correct?
That's correct.
Yes, yes. So it sounds like you have a very busy lifestyle, being a mom, like most of us, being a mom, having your own business. And are you still working as a healthcare worker?
Not anymore. I
Ah,
Not anymore. My husband actually has a renovation business.
okay.
Um, and he is doing very well here in Middle Georgia and the surrounding counties. So somebody has to take over and do all of that stuff. So he has me come going all the time. So we have pretty much devoted our time to our three businesses,
Oh,
and
wow.
we are just trying to get it done.
Oh, awesome. That is so awesome to hear. So tell us about what three businesses you have. I know that you have the publishing company. You just said your husband has a renovation company. And so what's the other? What are the three companies that you have? And give us the names.
Well, in connection with the renovation business, we also do residential cleanings as we go in and we get the homes ready to be rented out to tenants.
Oh,
So he comes in and he does the renovation to the homes and whatever needs to be done. And I'm talking about he has a full team from the
oh,
top to the bottom. And then I come in, head of the clean team, and we come in and we do all of the cleanup work and all of the residential clean to get the home rent ready for several real estate companies here in Central Georgia. So we stay busy. We stay on the grind.
oh, right. I love it. Absolutely love it. And it's just amazing that you mentioned how you were basically a healthcare worker. So you did what you needed to do in the field, in the healthcare field. until you felt like you were able to pursue your businesses on a full-time basis. Is that correct?
That's correct. 10 plus years in healthcare. And I loved every bit of it. I went to school and got my degree in healthcare administration. So I loved every bit of it. But, it's time to move on. It was time to embark on a new journey. And that's exactly what we did.
I love it. Absolutely love it. I always tell people, the viewers who are listening, people who I speak to, people who are listening on the WOW radio show. We do that at Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So I always try to tell people that we don't knock people who are working, because we need people to work in the healthcare field, in every other field. Everybody is not cut out to be. Everybody's not designed. Everybody doesn't have a desire to own their own business. And some people do have their own business while still maintaining full-time jobs. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You do you the best way you know how to do you, right? And so this show is not a bash to anybody, because what we want to do is encourage and inspire anybody, whether you are a business owner, whether you're striving to be an entrepreneur, whether you're working full-time, working part-time, whether you're a mom and you're a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, whatever the situation. All we want you to do is make sure you're living life. You live a happy, full life, and that you are doing what you've been purposed to do. That's all. That's all we're here to do. So listen, tell us, so excited. Tell us about how your company, TJM, came to actually be.
Oh, okay. Listen, TJM is actually named after my daughters, Tony, Jada, and Mia. I wanted to incorporate them somehow. And if you look at my logo, it's actually the silhouette of three little girls that my 16-year-old drew for me. And I wanted to be so family oriented with my company. Now, with my husband being a pastor, there was so much information that I was getting from him. So many words, and so much inspiration that he gives me that I'm always writing down. And so I wanted to put that in something. So Good Morning God was born. Well, as I began to write Good Morning God, Good Morning God has to be published. And I always knew that I wanted to do self-publishing. I did not want to go the traditional way. I didn't want to have to hunt for a publishing, a book agent. I didn't want to have to hunt for a publishing company. I just wanted to do the work myself. Thus, TJM was born. Matter of fact, this month, at the end of the month, we are 1 year old. We have been in business 1 year.
Awesome.
So we're coming up on my baby's birthday. And I'm so excited about that. But I knew that I wanted to publish my book myself, and I wanted to do it under my company, that I wanted to be able to pass down to maybe my children one day, because I think I have 1 or 2 writers out of the 3. So We're going to see what happens with that.
How awesome. It's definitely a family affair. And I love how you've incorporated them into by your, giving the initials of your company is actually their names. And that's just awesome, right? That's something that they can even be proud of. That's a legacy in itself. So that's just awesome. And I love how you mentioned, oh my gosh, I just lost it, what I was going to say.
It's been a day, girl. It's been a day.
I know, right? That was not supposed to happen. Like, I'm supposed to be on top of my A game. Well, today I'm on my B game, and that's okay, because we have the days where we're on our A game. Sometimes we're on our B game. Sometimes we might even slip to C, but it's okay as long as we're still in the game, right? It's all that matter. But this is awesome that you even talked about how you actually started with one thing, like you got the desire to write, or the inspiration to write Good Morning God, your debut devotional, which, by the way, how can we get a copy of that?
Oh, everywhere good books are sold, honey. You can get on Amazon, Walmart, Target, Barnes and Noble, you name it, it's there. And you can also purchase an autographed copy on my website, which is tjmpublishing.com. There you can find all other merchandise and my blog that I do every Monday. It's called Motivational Message Monday. So you can check that out too.
I love it. So you do a whole lot of stuff, right? And so this is why we wanted to put a face so people could see first of all, that here you have your own publishing company, how it came about. Not only do you have your own publishing company, but you also write your own books. You have books that you've written. You have other much merchandise as well. And here you just now you're telling us about the blog that you also have that can be a blessing to people because it's all about pouring into people, right? And so this is really good. This is a part of ministry. I heard you say that your husband is a pastor. Um, so that makes you a pastor wife. So you're in ministry with him, because he's been called, and you as his wife, have a role to play in that as well, a very important role. So tell us about your blog that you actually do on Mondays, Motivational Mondays.
Okay, my blog, Motivational Message Monday.
Okay.
I knew that I wanted to have some type of, I guess, weekly inspiration. That was one of the things I wanted to do. I said I wanted to spread the word of God and inspiration one book at a time, but it's one video, one book, one everything at a time. And so what better way to do that is to get on every Monday with my motivational message and start somebody's day off well. And it's not even certain topics. It's just whatever I'm feeling that week, whatever I'm going through that week, whatever I was inspired by the week. And here, as of late, I have actually been enlisting other people to come in and contribute to Motivational Message Monday. I don't want the people to always hear from me. Sometimes someone else may have a word, or someone else may have some inspiration to give other people that may help somebody along the way. So it's not just always me. As a matter of fact, there'll be someone else next week that's going to be contributing to Motivational Message Monday. So I'm excited about it. I love doing it. Even if only one person reads it, I just love it.
Wow, that's amazing that you said that, because I was just sharing with you how I was recording something right before we actually got started on this show today. And that's what I said was that, with me doing this, wow, it's platforms for more than just me. It's for people like you and other guests that I've had on the show, and other guests who will be coming on the show, for them to be able to share messages that will encourage, inspire, and motivate people. So it's not about people always hearing my voice. I want this to be a platform where other people can come on too, because I'm not the only one with the story, right? And so I love that. And so what I said, and going back to what you said that I think is so important, is sometimes I have to remind myself, because if we're not careful, we get so caught up, because social media is a numbers game. It's all about the number of likes you get. We get caught up in the number of views and all of that. But what was dropped in my spirit is that does not necessarily equate to people being impacted, like powerfully impacted by what you have to say, that message that you're trying to deliver. Because a lot of times social media is just a platform for people come on and they get their fix, or they get their full. A lot of time it's really a whole lot of entertainment. And so this is not meant to be entertainment. This is meant to be educational. This is meant to be purposeful, for people to actually get something from it to help them. So I had to be reminded of, even if my goal is to inspire, encourage, and to motivate somebody's, more than one person. But if I've only encouraged or motivated just that one person, then I've done what I've been called to do, right? Is to motivate somebody by telling my story, or having them to hear other people's story, right? To be encouraged to do what it is that they've been called to do, because we all have a calling. We all have seeds of greatness on the inside of us. For those of us who are believers in Christ, we have that seed that is inside of us. And
That's
so
right.
we have to not be afraid to utilize it. And a lot of times we sit on our gifts and talents, because usually it's because of fear. It's because of doubt, right? We think we can't do that. We have these cognitive distortions in our head that keep us from moving forward in the greatness. We were created in the image of God. So that means that we're created to be great. And so we have to be willing to move forward with that. So I love your story, because it shares how, you, like I said, you have this one ideal of, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to write it. But then you was like, but I also want to publish. I don't want to go through all the rigmarole with finding somebody else to do this for me. I want to do it all. And so that's good, because I'm sure there's somebody out here trying to figure out how it is that how can I do that? Or maybe it's somebody that's saying, hey, I have a story that I want to get out, but I want to be able to connect with someone that can help me be able to put my story out there. Is that something you do? Do you help people to publish their stories?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up because I actually just secured a client maybe a couple of days ago that have a couple of books that she wants me to publish. So we have just started opening the doors to publish books for other individuals, but also in the next couple of weeks, and I'm so excited about this, I will be implementing a book coach / writing coach services where I help people that have unfinished manuscripts or want to get started with their manuscripts. I would like to help them, coach them along the way. A lot of times we get sidetracked, we need a little inspiration, or sometimes we just do not know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just don't know like where to start, where to begin. They don't know that you have to find a target audience. You don't have a writing plan. You don't know how to outline. I want to be able to assist them along the way. And if they decide they want to publish with me, all well, we can do that. And if not, at least I would have provided that service. But also for those that do not know anything about the self-publishing world and just would like to get started. They want to start self-publishing, but they have no idea. Mm-hmm. I also will have self-publishing consultations where you could speak with me. You could book a service with me and I can help you and give you all the information that you need, whether you want to just start with Amazon or you want to go beyond the Amazon ecosystem, because that's what I did. So I did the work and I'm ready to branch out and help other people do their work too.
Impressive. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I like that you brought that out because a lot of times we get stuck on, right, writing. Like we may think, well, I got a specific thing that I want to talk about, or I have a story in me, but I can't figure out how to pull it out. And so it's okay to reach out to somebody else, to utilize resources. And that doesn't mean all the time that our resources are going to be free. You got to be willing to pay for a service that you need in order to be able to get your project up and off the ground. Everybody can't do everything for free because we're all trying to make a living one way or another. And you give, I'm sure that in some way or another, you give free tips. You do your motivational reading. I'm skipping a word, sis. I'm skipping
Motivational Message Monday.
Yeah, Motivational Message Monday. We're gonna blame this on the brain fog that I've been having as a result of this congestion that's been in my head.
It's all right. It's all right.
But yes, but I love it. So I mean, because even with me, I know that I did a partial part of a story. I was included in on the chapter with some other wonderful ladies, 7 I made the 7, so 6 other wonderful ladies. And that was just the beginning of kind of just a summary of kind of my overall story. So I still know that I still have a whole story that I have to get out. Part of my problem is sitting down and making time to be able to really do that too. But the other part too is feeling like I don't have time to figure out what I need to do. So for me, I welcome the opportunity to have somebody to tell me or to show me what needs to be the next step, because I realize my limits and I realize that I cannot do everything on my own. And I realize that I don't have to. That is why God did not have us to be alone in this world. We have everybody so that we can be helpers one to another. And so I love that. Awesome. So just tell us in general about, you said growing up, you love to read a lot. So talk to us a little bit about that.
I grew up in South Georgia. So Fitzgerald to be exact. Fitzgerald, Georgia, where I was born and raised. And, I've always been a reader. I've always been a writer. I was pretty good at it as a kid. My mom used to listen to my stories or listen to some of the writings I did at school. And I didn't fall in love really with writing creatively until probably about the age of 16. I took a creative writing class in high school with Miss Davis, Angela Davis, I believe that was her name. I took a creative writing class. And when I tell you, not only did I enjoy it, but I was good at it. Mm-hmm. I was really good at it. And so I just always been in love with it. And I've always been in love with reading. And like I said, years and years of reading, it just inspired me to write, to try my hand at writing. And it's crazy because in 2015, I started like really writing to pursue a writing career. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't Good Morning God. It was actually something else.
Okay.
Good Morning God didn't even come about. The title was there in 2015, brainstorming with my best friend. The title was there in 2015, but I didn't do anything with Good Morning God until last year. So it was crazy. That title never left my mind. It never left my mind. And I was able to take just things that inspired me all around, some of my husband's teachings that inspired me, and to make an interpretation of it all and put it together in the 21-day package and give it to the people. So, yeah.
I think it's all about God's timing. God's timing. I mean, it was the
Yeah.
right timing, even though it was planning in. You had it since 2015. Some months ago, I had a gentleman, Freddie Taylor, on this very platform, and he basically came up with the idea of selling some cars because he was big on history, specifically African American history. And so he came up with some cars, flash cars, right? We've been knowing about flash cars ever since we were back in grammar school days, right? And so he had the idea, but he sat on it for quite some time, like some years before he actually brought it into fruition. And when he did, it just took off, like it was like $1 million type thing. That he ended up doing. And his story is like, you can Google Freddie Taylor and, urban intellectuals and talk about that. But it has now blossomed into this really big company. As a matter of fact, I think it was on Monday of this week, they had a debut of some other cars that they've dropped as additional. And these were like, I think, spades playing cards. My husband says he doesn't know why I don't know how to play cards. I know how to play Uno, if that counts.
I don't either. Don't feel bad. I don't either.
I don't know how to play spades and all of that stuff. That's just not my cup of tea. And he was like, and you went to college and you don't know how. No, I did not.
What's to do with anything?
So I can play Uno.
That's right.
So I bring that out just to say that sometimes, God gives us visions, he gives us things, right? But that doesn't mean that it's always for an appointed time, but maybe not the time that we're thinking. It reminds me of me being given a word of 2018 of greater. And I still see it manifesting. I still see it coming, and I still can see things that are coming along the path of what he meant when he gave me that word greater. And so I'm thankful every day for the favor and the way that's being made in order for me to get to the word, because God's word will not return void. And what he said to me in 2018 is still good. I can bank on that. I can take that to the bank because it's going to happen. And so the same thing with you when you were given your idea for writing your debut devotional in 2015, like it was there. And then all of a sudden last year, that was the time to bring it into fruition. And that's just how awesome it is. That's just how awesome God is. And that's just how things tend to happen. So excited. So do you have anything other than what you've already told us, which you've got some great things that's coming down the pipeline, things that are already in work? So good. Is there anything else that you would like to let the people know about? Any other special projects that you have going on? Any other books, title of other books that you may have that you want to put out there, that you want to, tell people about, give people a short overview of what you have out there?
Well, like I said before, on my website, tjmpublishing.com, you can actually find other merchandise like t-shirts, mugs, journals, dotted notebooks, all types of merchandise that you can find that has the logo Good Morning God. Some of it has just been, specifically designed by me. And I got some help from other people as well to design this stuff and be able to put it out to the masses. You have an author that, like I said, getting ready to come, and we're getting ready to start publishing her manuscripts. Once we go through all of that, go through the process, got several other people that are inquiring about my services. And I'm also working on not one, but two more projects.
Wow. You are
so
busy.
Listen, I'm trying to get it done. My biggest thing is, a lot of times we sit on a gift, and the word says that our gift will make room for us, and I'm trying to make it make room. I'm trying to make it make room. So I can't sit on a gift that God has given me. You
Nice.
know, I want to be responsible with this gift that God has given me, and
Yeah.
I want to inspire others with the gift that God has given me. So I'm trying to make it make room. That's what I'm trying to do.
And that's awesome. And the good thing is that you do have to be, it's not that you're being busy, but you're busy being productive because you're trying to bring forth fruit, basically things that will help people along their journey. And so this is real good that you're doing that. And you're absolutely right. Our gifts will make room for us. We can't sit on it because guess what? God is going to bring forth his plan. So if we choose to disobey and not do what he say, he'll move it on to the next person. If that's what has to happen, if we get skipped or we get left behind or we get off track because of our disobedience. So I had a young lady, Pastor Corin Brown. Shout out to her. I always go back to the things she said is that our reminded us that we are blessed when we are obedient. When we walk in obedience, then the blessings will come. And so I love that because she said, "Hey, I gotta, God has given this to me, and I gotta see it through to fruition." So listen, kudos to you and congratulations to all of your projects that you have coming out. I know that you've already said that you have your website. But again, will you please give the guests your website information again and tell them how they can follow you? I know I read part of that in your bio, but if you can share that again, because we may have someone who's just coming on or someone who may miss me giving that wonderful introduction of you. So share that information if you would.
Okay. Well, you can visit my website at tjmpublishing.com. And you can follow me and find me on Twitter and Instagram at tjm_publish. And I think that's about it.
Okay, sounds good. Well, listen, it was a pleasure to have you here in the studio to be able to share, the things that's happening for you, being able to talk about your gifts and how you are utilizing it. So, thank you so much. It's awesome to know once again that we have a publishing company right here in Middle Georgia. I mean, I know that there are probably others, but it's good to always see that we have a female, African American female to be specific, that's doing big things like this. Kudos to you and to you and your husband, because you guys have three awesome businesses that you have going on. So this is really good, and I hope that by you being here on the show, that you will have more people inquiring and getting involved, becoming, more contracts will come as a result of you being a part of this show. So thank you so much for being here. So there you have it, guys. You have come here on WOW on this wonderful Wednesday to meet T. King, the founder of TJ&M Publishing Company, right here in Middle Georgia. Check out her debut devotional. It's been a minute, but I think it came out last year, right?
February. It came out February this year.
It came out February of this year. I'm sorry, February of this year. Her devotional, "Good Morning, God." I love that title. Oh, and I love. Oh. Before we get out of here, you have to actually explain your motto. Right, like God. We got like 2 minutes. Right, quick. That motto, I love that. Right, like God is reading.
Look, everything I want to do is I want to be pleasing to the Lord. And
Mhm.
even in my writing, if I'm going to give it to him and he's blessed me with this gift, I got to pay it forward and give it back to him by making him proud of me. So everything I do, everything TJ&M Publish does, I'm going to write like God is reading it. I'm going to do him justice and I'm going to make him proud of me.
I love that. And that is the way that it's supposed to be done. We are to, it needs to be done in excellent. Everything we should do for God should be done in decency and in order. So I really love that. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Again, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with the viewers here on Wow Wish Only Well Live television broadcast. It's been such a pleasure to meet you and to learn all about your services. I will be going to your website, seeing what I can find on there. I know I can find something because it sounds like you have a lot of good stuff. So listen, guys, that's it. All of our time for the day. Listen, before we get out of here, remember the online challenge, the 3-day online challenge that's going to be starting next week with yours truly, your fantabulous host, SherVonne Grose. We are going to be doing a 3-day online challenge, Facebook Live, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, sharp, guys. Listen, we're going to talk about making peace your priority, right? There's a lot of chaos, a lot of turmoil that's going on in the world, in our individual lives, in our workplaces, whatever, wherever. So I want you to learn how to have peace. We're going to learn about peace, right? Having peace in the midst of what may be going on, in the midst of whatever the circumstances are. So join me, guys. That is all our time. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, we bid you a wonderful evening, wonderful day, wherever you are in the world. And don't forget to wow somebody. And by wow, I mean to wish only well. Thank you so much. Good night and goodbye.